On this episode of You Thought This Influencer Was Dumb, let them show you how they're more dumb than you fucking thought. Featuring Jake Paul. Now, Jake Paul is an interesting, to say the least, character. Now, him and Logan Paul are very different in my opinion. Logan Paul has done some really unforgivable things, and he has really worked hard to change his reputation to be more mainstream and more respected. He now has a really popular podcast, and his entire personality is a lot more mature now, and it's interesting because you can make the parallels between him and his brother Jake Paul, who seemingly has just gotten worse with age. Now keep in mind, he got married to Tana Mongeau for clout, then said that he didn't love her, and Tana's still chasing his ass, which is so embarrassing on Tana's behalf. Like, let's get fucking so embarrassing, girl. Do better, please. Oh my god. Please. And he just has the attitude, and it's really weird, okay? He almost caters his personality towards younger kids, but his content and themes throughout his video are very, like, adult themed. Which is why Jake Paul to me is such a weird character, because it's almost like, from an outside's point of view, he makes videos for kids because he's so over the top and eccentric and almost like a Jojo Siwa personality, but his content themes are so inappropriate. So that's why he's always been quite the interesting character that I've never been a fan of. So his content in recent times has gotten worse and worse and worse, and he's just been the worst ever. Like, he is saying that COVID is a hoax, allegedly. He is partying every single day. Not only just partying, like all of these other fucking influencers for some reason, he's hosting them, and he was doing it before, and I hate saying this, but just hear me out. He was partying in the pandemic before it was trendy for these influencers to party during a pandemic. That's how you know it's so bad, that he was doing it before they all started fucking doing it. And they all started doing it because they were inspired by Jake Paul's parties, because they kept happening. Now, that is just something that has pissed me off so much, and just so much about this man is absolutely horrible. But there is this new article. So, as you know, over summer, we did a video in which Jeffree Star Cosmetics and Mr. Beast LLC, I believe it was, got a COVID relief small business loan. And we were like, do they really need it? We compared their content. We were like, okay, Mr. Beast content is helping out other people, but he makes enough money on his videos to kind of do that without the help. And Jeffree Star Cosmetics, Jeffree was saying that he was doing it to keep his, employees, like, in a job, which is ironic because he flaunts how much money he has on his own, that it's like, wouldn't you say that you would invest that in the company like you preach you do in the Shane Dawson series? So that's why it was so shady. And then keep in mind that Jeffree Star allegedly just writes off all these, like, private jet trips and stuff like that in the business expense too. So literally the COVID relief, small business loan, allegedly, from speculation, was just used on Jeffree Star getting a private jet from place to place, which, if that doesn't alarm you, where your money and wealth is being distributed in America, I don't know what is wrong with you. Now, there's another one to the list, as you can guess, Jake Paul. Now, there is an article that we're going to be going through. I'm just so angry at this. Kat Tembarge did it. Kat, I love you. The article will be linked below. Please click it because it really helps her out, and you know what? It's really good, so you should go through it. I'm going to go through it, but please click it, even if you, get the gist of it from what I'm saying. Click it, please. So the article says, Jake Paul's company took a PPP bailout loan for over $30,000 before the YouTuber's summer pandemic partying. Now keep in mind again how hypocritical that is, that he got a small business loan for, like, COVID, whenever he's literally been doing parties every single fucking night, like hotspots for COVID. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This is so beyond annoying. New data released by the Small Business Administration shows controversial YouTuber, imagine that being attached to your name. Those controversial and then the name never lasts for long. Look at Jeffree Star. T. Controversial YouTuber Jake Paul received a PPP bailout loan of $34,800 in April of 2020. The loan was accepted by Team 10 Incorporated, the content company Paul operates out of his $7 million mansion. Again, this is where your wealth in America is being distributed to these losers, to these idiots, where he drew large parties in the weeks after receiving federal money. Now, y'all know what that means without saying it, kind of hinting at this money was just used to throw parties, allegedly, during a fucking pandemic. The one you got the money for. Paul told Insider he wasn't going to sit around and not live his life when asked about his large gatherings that violated local coronavirus guidelines. So he said he wasn't going to sit around and not live his life. Oh guys, fuck, let's all get up right now. What the fuck are we doing here? Let's go out and live our life. Do you think these influencers know how dumb they sound? Because I believe it's too hard for them not to. He doesn't want to sit around and not live his... Fuck off. Literally fuck off. He also referred to the disease as a hoax in an interview with the Daily Beast, but later walked back on his false claim. Why is it that these YouTubers at the top literally just like replicate Donald Trump? You know what I mean? Jeffrey Trump. Jake Trump. Donald Starr. Donald Paul. There's similarities here. Despite his poor record on COVID-19 safety and his statement that the pandemic was a hoax, controversial YouTuber and boxer Jake Paul accepted a $34,800. Now I just keep fucking referring back to that. Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, bailout loan from the federal government in April. So keep in mind his parties were happening just after April. So you can fill in the narrative yourself. And this is, oh my god, this is disgusting. Oh my god, these are the people with big platforms. Oh my, are you kidding me? Oh my fucking god. New data on PPP loans less than $150,000 were released by the Small Business Administration on December 1st, and then this data was compiled. So keep in mind that the Team 10 house is operated, as Kat said here, out of the $7 million, $7.3 million Calabasas mansion by Jake Paul. So do you really need the small business loan that's meant for small businesses to keep their business open and afloat during this time? Now keep in mind the wealth is just so geared towards the rich in America. And this is disgusting. Can you imagine the amount of small businesses this was meant for that were forced shut because this dumbass took the loan and used it for parties and used it for whatever the fuck we don't... If you're not angry by this, what is wrong with you? Normally, I let you have your own opinion, but if you're not, like, outraged by this, what is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. So yeah, the PPP was designed for small businesses as a means to keep their workers on a payroll during the pandemic. But these YouTubers who are getting it are well-equipped to pay their workers. Well-equipped. This is for small businesses who aren't making money to pay their staff so they can pay their staff. Not people who live in a $7.3 million mansion and make whatever the fuck amount of money. You know what I mean? This is so gut-wrenchingly annoying and awful. So Paul's Team 10 employs videographers, editors, manager, and other content creators. And yet he still makes enough money to pay them way above, you know, like the salary that whatever they have. You know what I mean? Out of his own pocket. So why are you taking a small business loan, especially with your statements about COVID and how you're not going to stop living your life? So prolonging it. Because that makes great sense, Jake Paul. That makes great sense. The YouTuber turned boxer didn't stop working or partying. Now keep in mind the manager of these people and like the hype house and all were saying that they're not going to stop partying because they need to for their job. How lack of a personality do you have if you need to be seen at a party every single night, especially during a pandemic, to be relevant? That's a worrying sign. I feel like that's just that showing that your longevity on YouTube is not going to be that good if you need to do this. After getting warnings and called out and you're loving it. Freaks. So he was getting criticism for these big parties that he was doing anyway. And keep in mind that they weren't just partying and not social distancing. Way over the amount of people who were allowed to meet. Let's just say as if it was a gathering, right? Way above the amount of people who were allowed to be there. I'm talking hundreds. All not wearing a mask, not social distancing. And on top of it, the cherry on fucking top, promoting it to their underage followers. Do you realize that if their favorite person they look up to, Jake Paul, is partying, they're going to be like, oh, he's doing it, I'm allowed to. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's what happens, because that's the mentality. Oh, it's so normalized, it's happening there, I can do it. And this argument, oh, we're rapid testing at the door, which I don't even know if Jake Paul was doing. Rapid test. Let's end that argument as well. So it was actually that quote that he told Insider in July that he wasn't going to sit around and not live his life, adding that the US leadership is failing us in addressing the pandemic. Now, I'm not saying that's not true, Jake. But what I'm saying is, you saying that you're not going to sit around and not live your life, grow up, literally grow the fuck up. So he was doing all of this shit. We're throwing parties and, you know, breaking shit and jumping on top of tractors and buildings and, oh, look at us. Imagine the neighbors just like watching them being like, that's not normal behavior. And then it says, more recently in November, Paul told the Daily Beast that he thinks the disease is a hoax. After receiving widespread criticism, Paul walked back on his false claim and said COVID-19 is real. Oh, thank you so much for the clarification, Jake Paul. Now I believe that COVID-19 is real. Because you told me, because you went back on your statement of it was a hoax. Thank you, Jake Paul. Very cool. Now I know to believe that it's real. You know, we've been in a lockdown for what, like 9 months now? But no, Jake Paul has confirmed it, everyone. Jake Paul has confirmed it. We can believe that COVID-19 is real. Phew! Oof! All we needed was that little push. Oh my god. So if you click on, you know, the Daily Beast, here we go. So this is from them. This is a real article. Jake Paul believes COVID is a hoax and 98% of the news is fake. Y'all, this is a real article. This is a real interview that he got so much backlash for, obviously. And then went back and was like, it's real. Okay. Okay. These people cannot be this dumb. You know what I mean? Like, can a person actually be like this? I'm asking you that question. Do you think so? Or is it just to get talked about? I believe it's to get talked about. And it's like, if you compare him and Logan, Logan has just taken such a complete different direction with his career, and Jake Paul has gotten worse. But these are the people that will be pushed on this platform, and in social media in general. The irresponsibleness of it all. This you? I can't get over that Jake Paul was like, yes, COVID-19 is real. Perfect, we're all saved. Perfect. Thanks, Jake. So this article then ends off by saying that Paul has also continued to make money through boxing, you know, through the really popular and like betting and stuff like that, and income from merchandise, advertising revenue on his YouTube videos because he's monetized, streaming revenue from his rap music sales, which is, I mean, okay, and more. His most recent Forbes estimate was in 2017 and valued him at over $11 million. And keep in mind that he has so many other streams of income now. So that was 2017. And that's not including the boxing and shit like that. But he has to take out a small business loan to pay his employees for something that he said was a hoax. But no, he thinks it's real again, guys. Did he just think it was real so that he could get the business loan? Or was he just going to get it anyway because he's rich, you know, and they favor that? This is so, like, yes, this article is like, there's a flaw in the program's design and implementation, you know, of like giving out this distribution. And as small businesses struggled to stay afloat, the Trump administration let taxpayers bankroll Jake Paul and his social media squad to vlog and hang around their multi-million-dollar Calabasas house. Accountable US President Kyle Herrig said in a statement. So, Paul didn't respond to Insider's request for comment. So again, this article by Kat Tembarge will be linked below. Go click it and go read it. There's a lot of other stuff I didn't read out from it, but I just got the gist to you here. And this is someone with one of the top platforms. This is someone, oh my fucking god, at the top of this platform. Oh my fucking god. He said COVID-19 is a hoax, and then he took a small business loan from small businesses so that he could use it to pay his staff, even though he lives in a $7.3 million house and is estimated worth of like more than $11 million. Can we stop normalizing this, please? Can we literally, I'm trying to be positive, can we stop fucking normalizing this? Because this is a joke. This is such a slap in the face. I'm not even American. This is revolting. And again, if you're not outraged by this, what is going on? Not my door going off and ruining my silent moment. Not this. I'll answer the door, then come back to being dramatic. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my dramatic moment, my dramatic pause was ruined. Okay, Jake Paul, this is the people y'all give a platform to. I'm getting back in character. This is so dumb. Sorry. Yeah, I'm really pissed off with this. Like, these are the people at the top. This is someone who has taken money from a small business. Point blank period. That's what this is. And it's disgusting. And I'm over it. And this is just... This is not good enough. And I don't know... Like, I get that they appreciate the rich more. And they cater everything towards these fucking rich people. But at a certain stage, morally... Like, I know... Like, you have to at least be a person. Are you not like... Yeah, this could go to, like, someone else a lot better. Actual small businesses. It's so disappointing and it's so just irritating, and I want to know what your opinion is. We can talk about it. Again, if you're not frustrated, what's going on? Especially to the people out there, and I know there's a lot of you who have small businesses and who are in America. This was your money. This is your money. I'll see you in my next video. Again, I hope you're all doing well and safe. And for all of the small businesses out there, keep going. You've got this. And whether you obviously are not being prioritized here, we all prioritize you. Because we know that's where the quality comes from. That's where the fucking heart in a product comes from. So, I'm sorry that that's happening in general. I'll see you in my next one. It's just really disappointing. It was whenever I covered it with Mr. Beast and Jeffree Star. And here as well. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.